It's a Final Takes Friday here on Orange Bloods Live. Alex Dunlap, Cody Carpentier, your boys here on Football with Friends. And Cody, we got a lot to get to today on this Final Takes Friday, brought to you by the Man Eye Institute. See life better. Cody, any commitments this weekend? The first question of Final Takes.
The first question, Final Takes. Any commitments this weekend? I'm going to go out and I'm going to say, give me the number 1.5. 1.5 commitments this weekend. I'm going to set my own line and I'm going to take the over.
Well, so any leans as to who it could possibly be? We talked about them. I don't know, man. It feels like this recruiting weekend is one that's we talked about. It feels like a little bit like a warm up.
Yeah.
Outside of Lamar Brown, who's the big piece, we'll have a Final Takes thing about him. I don't know if this is going to be the weekend that they're going to be. You know what I mean? Where it's just like a bunch of pushing for the commitments and stuff.
I'm going to go over 1.5, and I'm going to go with 2 specialists. They already got Trot O'Neill. He committed a month ago. I think they get Jake Collette, Mikey Bukoskis. I think they get both specialists.
That's the most boring 2 commits there could be, dude.
First, this will be the graphic. The first team in the country to sign a long snapper, kicker, and punter in 2026 cycle. First team to do all 3 in the same cycle. That's what I'm going to go on the limb on. And you know what? I might take. I kind of like if you. What do I got to give you, Alex, to make you say like a third name? If I told you, give me those 2 specialists, there's going to be a third though. To get that third, would you take it at +2, +250?
No, I wouldn't even take
300.
I don't think there'll be a single commitment this weekend.
You don't think there'll be a single commitment?
No, but I think that there will be in the next 2 weeks. Just looking at the board, I don't know. Does it feel like there's any of these guys that are kind of just absolutely ready to go? I mean, a few of them have already like set the dates for when they're going to be in like let's say like Xavier Crowell or something. He got a wild hair that he's like, you know what, forget it. I'm coming to Texas. They're like, well, he's scheduled to announce already on like the 26th of this month. You know what I mean? Like some of these guys have already, I think like the Jamarian Carlton, Lamar Brown, Dylan Berryman, these kinds of guys, they all still have official visits coming up. I think they're going to at least want to see their way through these official visits. And I don't think that the first weekend of, it's the first weekend for Texas. I know it's not the first weekend of official visits, but from what I've seen, it doesn't feel like there's any of these guys that lines up where it's like they got no more officials left, and Texas is really hard after him, and he's really on the fence about coming to Texas. So
the 2 specialists, and would it shock you? Here's the thing. Would it shock you if a flip happened? Like you got Travis Stevenson, this guy that we haven't really talked about at all, this cornerback that's committed to Georgia Tech. It's like he's from Georgia. He's got an official with Auburn this next week and then Georgia down the line. But you got him on campus. You got him an offer in the course of the last month. On May 8th, you get him on campus. He falls in love. He's a 3-star. He's not in the top 250. He's not a high-profile guy that is going to set a date or anything. He's already committed to Georgia Tech. Could you get a guy to flip on the visit?
Isn't that something you got to kind of go home and talk to mom and dad about, especially if you're from Georgia?
Well, maybe. Unless you're Richard Wesley.
I mean, I would have gone home and talked to mom and dad about that. I'm not sure how kids are these days. I'm not sure my dad would have been too pleased with me making those kinds of decisions without going and having a talk with the old man about it.
Mom, I'm going to Texas. He's from Southern Georgia. Mom, I'm just going to Texas. He'll come home from the visit and just make that decision. But hey, maybe his mom and dad could be with him though on the visit though.
All right.
All right. I don't know. I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go both specialists. I think if you gave me good enough odds, if you gave me +500, +600, I might take it on a third guy, non-specialist. But
all right, so let's stay on the visit weekend. Buy or sell. So it's a Final Takes mixed in with a buy or sell. Buy or sell. After this weekend, Texas will feel vastly better about its chances with Lamar Brown.
I'll go buy.
I think I buy this too, but I'd like to hear why you do.
I'll buy it because he hasn't been on campus very much. I think he's been on campus once.
Has he?
He had,
Oh, I thought this might be. I was under the impression.
you're right. It is. It's his
First
only time.
trip.
His first time. For some reason, I thought was it Leon Clark must have went down to. I think Leon Clark went down and saw him.
Something, yeah.
So I thought that. Okay, so you're right. It's his first time on campus. I mean, that's naturally, if it's your first time on campus, you're going to get at least a tick up unless you're completely disappointed in it. We already saw Jason tweeted out that he's in town officially. It feels like it's his weekend. When you look at the landscape of the group, like a lot of these guys are important and stuff, but he's a 6'1", 5-star. He's the highest rated player according to Rivals. That's going to be visiting Texas this weekend. Below that, you got Jamarian Carlton, the edge from up the street in Temple. At the defensive tackle position, it's like there's specialists and there's defensive tackles. Like that's kind of the meat here and the potatoes as far as positions. There's a lot of other stuff too, but I feel like those are the two main this weekend. Dylan Berryman, like you talked about, Purdue, and then Corey Wells, their D tackle that's from Mississippi. Feels like Lamar Brown, though, and I know we talk about him as an offensive lineman as well, but it feels like he's the crown jewel of the weekend, especially coming from out of state, Louisiana. Like they have to make the biggest impression from the weekend on him. So I think Texas will feel better about his chances with Lamar Brown. So I'll buy it and alter it. I don't know about vastly better because vastly, I mean, you really got to flying colors. It feels like type of a situation. Like he's got to be like, man, this place was awesome. I love Austin. Blah, I got a Lambo in my driveway already. Like it's a joke, but you get the point. Like he needs to be completely like blown away.
I kind of think he will be.
All right. Well, but they should be. Like I said, he should be the crown jewel of the weekend.
I think he's just going to get a lot of dedicated attention. I think that Alan Clark has just shown that whenever he gets his time alone with these guys, they really like him. He's going to come out of this thing with a higher opinion of Texas, having never been there before, having never seen Austin, Texas. I mean, regardless of what you say about it, it's still an awesome city with so much stuff to do. I don't know, man. I think that it's the kind of trip where if you're going to roll out the red carpet for anybody, you're going to be rolling it out for this guy. He's going to come I think it's going to, and that's the thing. It's not like going to Mississippi State and having the red carpet rolled out for you, right? Texas is a big boy.
Speaking of red carpet, did you see the USC video today of them actually rolling out a red carpet?
For who?
I mean, it's I don't know who the player is. What is it? It's Elbert Hill. He's a 26 DB. They have here. I'll just share it because this is. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, you should. So here's what it looks like. Ooh, what do I got on a small screen here?
Yeah. Switch out your screen for the big one.
Oh, this Final Takes is in the way. There we go. So he walks in from outside into here. And they got the Heisman Trophy sitting right there. All the coaches on a red carpet, kind of like a little welcome situation. Rob Ryan.
Look at old man.
So anyway, you just made me think of that when you said we don't want the red carpet. I thought that was interesting.
They literally are doing it. Well, who knows? Maybe I'm not sure if Texas is going to have that kind of stuff going on for Lamar Brown.
They should. Everybody else can take the side exit. Lamar Brown needs to take the red carpet.
Yeah. And listen, you need to take yourself into the Man Eye Institute because people talk about upgrading your phone all the time. It's like upgrading your car, your coffee maker, Cody upgraded his green screen. That might be what he's pointing at.
No, I'm pointing at the Man Eye.
Yeah. Well, it's just it's like if you're going to be upgrading all these things in your life, why would you not upgrade the kind of LASIK surgery that you're going to be getting? These are your eyes. This is your vision, and this is not your parents' LASIK that they offer at the Man Eye Institute. Not all LASIK is created equal. Ask Man Eye how next level goes to the beyond the standard. You can call 1-844-WOW-2020 or visit maneye.com for 100% free screening today. So what's the guys, if there's anything that I know is that once you get in your 40s, you start to especially when you reading these, like, especially for me when I'm at Bible study, like look how small the writing is in this miraculous book, right? That's the one thing that's not any good about it. The writing's too small whenever you get your eyes into your 40s. Basic is something to consider. So our good friends over at the Man Eye Institute, See Life Better, thank them so much for being the presenting sponsor here of Football with Friends. You can call them 1-844-WOW-2020, the Man Eye Institute, See Life Better, 1-844-WOW-2020. All right. Next final takes.
Trevor Guzby, this note from Trevor Guzby. I want to talk about this.
Oh, so Trevor Guzby, then. So the note from the war room. We'll do the final takes one here in a second. But Trevor Guzby, the little bit of a health scare with him.
A little bit of a health scare with him. Also read the report about.
It's okay. It's okay. They thought he hurt himself, but he went and got tested, and he's fine. He's fine.
He's a manimal.
Yeah.
Did you see the note about how fast he was?
I thought yes. So just tell people what the note is, and then I'll.
Before Guzby's, this is per Anwar Richardson in the war room. Before Guzby's injury, he left several staff members in awe when he clocked at 21 miles per hour on the GPS at 6.7309. Now, what was the number for Parker Livingstone? 22.3.
22. Right at almost 23.
Dog. People like 21 versus 22 point. Like he's I know Parker's going to beat him, but that's a race.
That's really, really fast.
That's a race.
Yeah. Then they're talking probably a 4.6, 4.7, 40, which is not going to happen. But I think
was Armand Membu at the combine this year?
4.8 or Armand Membu.
Oh, the fastest one, 4.91.
No, Ursary was 4.8 something, wasn't he?
That's right. Good call. I was gonna say I thought Membu was the one that everyone was like, "Whoa, he ran a 4.91." I think you're right. Ursary, I think, was the fastest offensive lineman. Fastest tackle at the draft this year was what the hell?
It was Ariante Ursary. I'm not 99% sure.
Okay, I believe you. I'm just trying to find it, and it's not working well. But anyways,
my thing was, it's like from what Anwar's sourcing, it says they he can be a first round tackle if he sticks around for 2 more years, which sounds to me like somebody on the staff saying, "I hope he doesn't leave after this year."
Well, I mean,
I think he could be a first round tackle if he plays all the games in 2025 the way that he played his two main starts or was it 3?
I mean, I literally reported that like 2 months ago in the war room from talking to a source that it's in NFL circles. It was like, if he does what he did last year in a full game set, he'll be a first round pick.
Yeah, for sure. He played that well. And so my question is, who will the Trevor Guzby the 2025 team? Who is that going to be? Because somebody that goes from totally off the radar, which Guzby was this year. It wasn't like we didn't know. I mean, none of these guys are totally off our radar. We have a football show where we talk about the team every single day, and we mainly just talk about players.
If they're off our radar, we're not doing our job.
Yeah, but Guzby was off the radar to be a round 1 pick coming into this year, completely. So, who's that guy this year?
Has to be Baker, even though he's not really off the radar. I guess technically it can't be Baker because Baker's looked as a starter. Huh?
He's off the radar because
so you're qualifying this question as okay. So potential first round pick.
My buddies that I went to Texas with, that I were like my roommates or my fraternity brothers and stuff like that go to the games and follow the team, they don't know who Brandon Baker is right now.
That's a problem.
It's not a problem. It's just how they live their life. They're not the hyper informed. They don't watch these kinds of shows.
They're not maniacal.
Yeah. So
Baker, then that's a qualifier. Wait, does it have to be an offensive lineman?
No.
Oh, all right. What the hell? I don't know. I just kind of took it as on the face it had to be.
But Brandon Baker's kind of a good one.
Brandon Baker's a great one.
Is Derek Williams off people's radars now because he's been hurt?
Derek Williams, yeah. I mean, I would say he's
then that's mine.
First round pick though?
Yes. I know
You
it's
remember how
I know
good
it's hard
Makuba
for
was, right?
I know, and I know it's hard for a safety, but I think Derek Williams can be better than Andrew Makuba.
Considerably better.
Yeah.
How big is Derek Williams? What's he listed at right now? Six
Uh,
foot two, 201 pounds. All right. That plays.
dude, he like his snaps per production is always like five or under. He makes plays, dude. So that'll be mine. How about
Is Jelani big enough?
that's another good call. He is. That's another really good call. Jelani McDonald's the kind of athlete that he's just an outrageous athlete. He'd be one of these guys that coming into the next year if he has a big season this year. He'd be on the Bruce Feldman freaks list, and he would he would get first round steam. They would say like, yeah, he has the same upside as Jade Barron.
Hold up. Just so I'm not out of pocket here. Derek Williams and Jelani could both go pro next year after this year.
Yes,
They're both juniors. So technically, neither of them should qualify.
Why?
Because Goosby's a guy that.
No, it's just a guy that's kind of off the radar that could end up coming into the next season being talked about as a future first rounder.
Yeah,
Derek Williams and Jelani McDonald both fit into that bucket.
All right, we'll go that direction. Plus Brennan Baker, 3 qualifiers.
All right. What's the best season-long bet to take right now? Season-long win total bet in the SEC. Do you have one? I was looking at this. I was looking at this earlier, Cody. And do you know what's outrageous? Okay, guess Florida's win total.
It can't be that high because it's the same schedule as last year. 7?
Well, it's always 0.5. So.
Okay, 6.5 for 7.5. 6.5.
Okay, now guess. I'm not going to tell you. So 7.5. I'm not going to tell you if you're right. Okay. Now tell me Auburn's.
8.5.
So you think that Auburn has a higher win total than Florida?
I think their schedule's easier.
I think you're right because it's 6.5 and 7.5.
Okay,
Florida,
so one high on each one.
Florida 6.5, Auburn 7.5. I just don't see how Lagway's not going to win 7 games, Cody.
Well, I think it's a schedule, right? They got Miami.
It's a schedule. I admit they have they have to play Miami and then they have to play Florida State, and then their games are a murderer's row. I mean, it's not great. But 7 games? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me?
Well, your shoo-ins: Long Island, South Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State.
They got
going to be a ball game. Tennessee, Miami, and Florida State are all going to be ball games.
Yeah, all they got to do is win those.
That's 7, but you have to go down to Coral Gables and win that game. You have to play You have to beat Tennessee. People think that Tennessee's quarterback is an upgrade this year.
We'll see. I mean,
Florida State's is definitely an upgrade. Those are the Florida State and Miami are complete toss-ups, even though Florida's got more talent.
All right, and so I would be taking the Florida win total. I'm taking them to win 6.5 games.
I'm taking Bama.
How many games?
9.5.
You like Bama 9.5 more than Texas 9.5?
Yep.
Really? You think Bama's going to be ahead of Texas in the standings in the SEC this year?
They got Monroe, Wisconsin, Vandy, Missouri, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Eastern Illinois, Auburn. That's 8. Florida State's also on here. Oklahoma. Did I say Oklahoma already?
Yeah.
Florida State, LSU, South Carolina, Georgia. You got to win one of those.
I like Florida best, man. If that team doesn't win 7 games, I think we will have looked back and say we really overcooked the grits on DJ Lagway.
It's probably a good take.
Okay, and finally, Longhorns softball gets it done tonight.
I don't understand how this. I mean, I've never been able to understand this. My cousin played some college softball, and I grew up watching it in high school. Our high school team was good, and I've never been able to understand, Alex, how these women can pitch back to back to back nights. I don't like.
It must have something to do with the motion might be different.
I know
clearly different.
I know that the Kennedy girl from Texas Tech is different and whatnot, but I don't get it. So my brain sometimes struggles to wrap around it. I think the Longhorns pull it out though, even though it feels like this Tech thing. It feels like there's a little bit of destiny in this with Tech, with this whole, also couldn't care. Like the NIL thing has been beaten so badly on watching this, where they're like $1 million arm, every half
And
inning they're talking about this.
she just signed the new deal today for next year.
Yeah,
Another $1 million.
yeah, and that's going to be again, like it's like every half inning they talk about it, and it's just like, man, I think we just know.
Well,
I think
it's just because it's like I was talking to my wife about it last night. I was just like,
it's the most valuable NIL deal in the history of the sport, or in the history of sports.
She's never going to make any money like this again in her life. I mean, she might go off to be a rich woman doing something else, but like, is there even any such thing as, oh gosh, you need to remember not to drink water in front of that green screen. That gives you away big time.
She could take 2 years, $2.5 million, and she could just put it away. And like,
is there professional softball at all that pays you like $45,000 a year or something?
They got Olympics.
But that's not even going to pay you like a living wage. You probably have to get a job as an insurance agent too. Yeah. All right. Well,
might get on a Wheaties box. I think Longhorns win 3-2.
All right. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks so much to the Man Eye Institute. Give them a phone call, 844-WOW-2020. Of course, always thanks to Texas Beef Traders. Thanks to Poncho Outdoors. Thanks to MyPerfectFranchise.net. And of course, we couldn't get out of here without saying, of course, that if it's the weekend, you know what that means. It's time to go hit up Specs.
Texans know for selection and lower prices, it all starts at Specs. Shop Specs! No matter what's on the menu, we've got you covered. With all your favorites on tap, you'll bring home the win. Shop Specs! Special occasion? Flirt responsibly. Boots on, drinks up. The fun starts here.
Shop Specs, low priced, amazing. Here's to you. Shout. Cheers to savings.
Football with Friends, of course, is brought to you by the Man Eye Institute. We love you guys. We can't thank you enough for being here. We'll see you when we get back on Monday. Have a great weekend. God bless you. For Cody, I'm Alex. We're done.